along, but yet you don't even lift any dumbbells in the real world.
I don't lift any dumbbells in the real world.
It's true. It's when you lift a dumbbell, you're working your brain. Your brain is excreting all kinds of feel-good chemicals to help you on your happy birthday journey to utter ecstasy and complete and total satisfaction.
It's not his birthday, it's his anniversary. I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. Baby. It's getting stronger and stronger, wisdom.
It's all about creating that flow state here in Clown House to help you achieve your objectives in the real world. And really, communication is the lowest form of positive vibration. It's important to put it out there, Scott. Put out the truth about what's coming down the pipeline and what's going to happen. I think eventually when they cancel the Department of Education, you'll see tens of thousands of students flock to free Clown House universities to learn from the greatest and most revolting bigots, hate mongers, liars, hypocrites, cheaters, and all around low IQ dumb people. And this is where you come in, Scott. We will eventually become the curriculum, the teachers, the principals, the superintendents.
Get up.
Yeah, baby. Something like that.
I like a little Katy Perry.
So, Scott, what are your birthday wishes?
I wish El Cern would leave me alone.
Oh my gosh.
We've got El Normo here.
Maybe she needs to babysit you and Uncle Steve when you hang out with Christian.
El Normo, the great one. How are you, buddy? What's up, dude? El Normo. El Normo, that's what Sean Hannity used to call.
People don't like him. I don't get it.
I love Norm.
I don't get it.
Huge Norm fan.
What do you mean? Everybody loves El Normo. Even in a Jew hate room, they say, "We need El Normo. Bring El Normo in here."
Exactly. He's even among the anti-Semites, he's top Jew. I'm like Howard Stern. The people who like me listen to me, and the people who hate me listen to me even more. Norm, I would say your top demo, though, is black anti-Semites. I mean, black anti-Semites they can't get enough of you. I guess I'm an object of fascination to them. I have certain aspects to me that's sort of familiar with black culture, whatever that is. I don't know, music or New York or something. You know, like you compare like a New Yorker to a black person from the suburbs, and I can definitely sort of hold my own, you know?
So if the medium is the message, do you just invert the message to essentially activate the audience?
Help me break that down. Give me an example.
The expression, from NBC, the three major platforms of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. I mean, that expression.
Marshall McLuhan.
Right.
Yeah.
The expression, the medium is the message. So what I'm saying is, has the message always been inverted in order to activate the audience? So Rachel Maddow and all her Trump derangement syndrome is the inversion for her audience. So that's what activates them. Anyways, do you understand what that's a bad example?
Well, I mean, when you give the example, look, but I'll go with she's interesting because she just sits there and talks and people are transfixed. It's very interesting. I guess she's reinforcing people's preconceived notions, right?
It gets the people going.
No, but it's like what you said. It's the people watch you who love you and hate you, but you bring the activity, really. You're like the friction which brings people, to the conversation.
Oh my gosh, the contradiction, friction.
But
Friction, contradiction.
But the overall theory, prior to X being opened up by Elon, is that the entire medium was 100% working against the will of the people.
Well, it was working against the will of half the people.
We are the world.
Yeah, but the dominant collective consciousness of the people is truly the we the people.
When you say the people, look, what do you mean? You look at how this app has changed.
Maybe the app hasn't changed. Maybe you've changed.
No, but people used to use their real names, and people had the appearance of propriety, right? I mean, people had rules. People said, "My name is blah blah blah, and I am complete." Remember, or I'm done speaking.
Right, yeah.
People made business contacts.
Rock, exactly. Okay, I'm tracking.
No, well, I don't know. Do you remember April of 2020, May of 2020, June of 2020, when Prozac doctors were on this app, running rooms, spreading tremendous amounts of misinformation and propaganda?
The room I'm talking about. I know you know what room I'm talking about. Okay, do you remember sitting there in your underwear on February 17th, 2022? It was you, me, do you remember this room?
Were we all wearing underwear?
Yes, we were all
What I'm saying is the politeness, El Normo, was never there. That's just that's a memory of yours. It didn't really ever exist.
Well, there were some professional rooms that you go into and talk biz.
Really? I mean, it. You know how much bullshit you had to sift through to hear one true sentence from one actual businessman?
A lot. That's true.
I mean, what are we really even talking about?
I mean, Sky, you go to a room that takes itself seriously, right? What's it called? The Deep State Patriots?
I was demodded from that. Officially demodded by Ben.
By Ben? Why? Did you yell at Ellen?
Because I got in a feud with El Stern, and El rallied the Deep Staters against me, and they demodded me.
Are you still a participant?
I'm still a participant.
Mod?
Yeah, I'm still a participant.
Listen, Ben Mendelsohn's wife is not a diplomat. She works at the State Department. Who knows what she does with them?
Not
but
for this country, for Brazil, not for this country.
Really? I thought she was an American.
No, it's Brazilian.
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, then maybe he got lucky and she's hot.
I looked her up. She's the opposite of hot. No offense.
Oh, no.
She's Mrs. McGillicuddy is who she is.
You mean we got catfished on a romance of a diplomat and an American businessman, and it's all catfish?
Mrs. McGillicuddy, I'm telling you. I'm sorry. He's a jerk. I shouldn't, but I did.
No, it's funny as shit.
And it's you guys playing this music?
This is me.
Oh, no, I got a question for you. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, did you encounter anti-Semitism in your life?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I mean, the worst I ever heard was like some racist jokes in college, and that was it. But no ever actual conversations like you hear on here.
However, there were some Southern hedge fund guys. I sent my kid to a really fancy private school. So, this is very loud.
I'll turn it down.
I mean, I love that moment in that song, and there's a doc I think about they coordinated everybody. It was really hard. It's very complicated, actually. And who's the bigger star? Who goes first? And Michael has to be there alone. And I don't think
Bob Dylan was confused when he said
it's amazing that he's in it, though. Like Huey Lewis. How about the people that nobody cares about it anymore. Like Huey Lewis, you know.
Oh yeah, but back then it was big though.
Correct. Anyway, so I went to, everybody went to each other's house for dinner. This guy managed a hedge fund, and he managed money for a bunch of Arab countries, which, what was this, in like the early 2000s, was inconceivable in some ways, say mid-2000s. And
Inconceivable.
it was inconceivable, just like in The Princess Bride. And yeah, that's right. And so this guy who was a friend, we had kids. If you have kids in the same little kindergarten class together, it's a real bonding experience, and it's very leveling, because all the kids are equal. But he had a drinking, he drank a lot, I guess. And so at dinner, he got really drunk, and his daughter, who was like 7, told a Jew joke. Like, how do you drive a Jew crazy? Put a penny in the corner of a circular room, or whatever it was.
And like a fart in church or something, right?
It was, it was pretty outlandish. I mean, nobody had ever done that to me before. I was sitting at the table with him, and he was mortified, and my kid was there. It was a pretty extraordinary moment. I mean, I hadn't, being a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? A New Yorker in a bubble, let's say. I had never encountered that really. And I would go, I had already been to the deep backwoods of Louisiana, where they'd never even met a Jewish person. Very open about who I am. It was very Catholic and Cajun, and a lot of guns and stuff. And even they treated me respectfully.
Is this where, hold on a second. Is this where I say my best friend growing up with a Jew and his phone number was 423-478-1335?
Hang on, let me write that down.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it if you want, but.
So, I mean, it was a little girl at a dinner, though.
I was allowed to stay the night at.
That was a little girl at a dinner.
His name was Jay, and his dad wore a Jew star around his neck.
El Normo.
He was gay, and his dad wore a Jewish star.
Mm-hmm.
El Normo, are you implying that you were shocked that this child said that, and you think that was learned from the father or from other people?
Oh, it was 100% learned from the father, because the kid said, "Daddy, tell the joke. Daddy, tell the joke." Yeah, that's the whole point. I mean, it was verbatim out of the father's mouth through the child.
But wait, he was Arab?
No, they were like white Southerners.
Oh, I see.
And they had a pretty big hedge fund too.
Okay, Norm, I understand.
No offense, he didn't imply at all.
Okay, let me put it in a kind of crazy perspective. In Texas, for example, my dad loved to dig Aggies, and so they would tease each other. And
what does that mean, gigging Aggies?
Teasing them, gig them. I don't know. It's
people from the ag school.
From Texas A&M is the ag school.
Right.
It's engineers, and and then there's Texas, and the Texas A&M is more conservative. Texas is, Austin is keep it weird, liberal.
Yeah, Austin, I've been there.
Right. Well, Austin is. I went to school in San Marcos, which is just down the road from Texas, and so my dad went to school in Lubbock, which was Texas Tech.
I've been to Lubbock too.
Okay. Well, my family's from West Texas, and I've got family in Lubbock that still live in Lubbock. But they love to dig each other and tease each other, and it's not always like it's racist. It's more like teasing your friends, and it's not always. I don't. It is kind of weird, and I understand how you feel, but it could also just be something like that.
It was the kids saying it.
I know, but these are
like a 7-year-old.
I know, but the 7-year-old hears their parents say these silly jokes. And you can have, we didn't tell Jew jokes at my house, but we told Aggie jokes.
Move away.
You know, it's just like
Did you
it's.
find
And they were making, last night, they were talking about how at different times on, during the history of Saturday Night Live, they had jokes that we would consider inappropriate now. And telling a Jewish joke right now is just way damn inappropriate. But there was maybe there was a time in history that it was kind of like those jokes on Saturday Night Live. It wasn't as inappropriate back when.
For greater joy.
I don't know. But it is weird, and
I find Curly to be an excellent source of re-engineering.
Shirley, you and I are contemporaries.
The Who for
so you know what was going on, 13 years before we were born? 13 years is not a long time,
no,
huh?
It's not. And no, it's not.
Right. That's 13 years before we were born. My mother lived through that.
I lived next door to a man who was Jewish, and his dad was in World War II, and he was an Aggie. And the Aggies, you join the ROTC when you're at A&M. A lot of people do. And his dad had the boots, and it's a real big deal to have boots. And when you're a senior, you get boots.
One of the boots that you wear to your officer training club?
Yes, and that they were like knee-high boots.
Right,
and,
like your dress boots.
Yes, and he was very, very proud of his dad having his dress boots. Well,
his
dad,
an excellent source of re-engineering, demaming the Who.
My point being, even though as a whole the South is not anti-Semitic, I feel like some of the doctors the Jewish doctors experienced racism getting their licenses in Texas. And this, I worked for an endodontist after my divorce for about 6 months. And he was Jewish. He had a girl, his wife had died. He had a girlfriend who had ran some kind of, some giving organization, and they had put their money with Bernie Madoff.
Right.
Anyway, when I got into the office, he was very standoffish, and he had a head assistant, and I was instructed not to speak to the doctor, and I was kind of like, "Bide my ass. I'll talk to whoever I want to." And he became fond of me, and he told me about how hard they made it on him to get his license in Texas. And he, I don't know that he's practicing anymore because he was about retirement age, but he was teaching at Baylor University. He was teaching endodontics, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so, things had changed. He went from them almost making it impossible for him to get his license to he's teaching at Baylor. I don't know, but sometimes I think humor is like that, where you get your friends, but it's at different times in history, whether it's appropriate or not. And right now, it's damn.
Comedy's always appropriate now. It's the catharsis. It's the praxis. It's the truth. You laugh when you hear the truth.
Well, it's the gesture, and I don't know. I watched Saturday Night Live last night. I don't enjoy physical comedy, and I don't like.
Saturday Night Live is meaningless. I mean, the older comedy stuff was just full of wit and wisdom and timeless stars. Everybody now is like in oblivion. I mean, SNL now is meaningless. The only thing that means anything is the reruns of the best clips, and that's the
yeah. And when I was young, that's when that all was going on. When I was a young teenager, young person. But now I didn't see it, but they talked about it hits conservative, the conservative algorithm. What's his name? If I wasn't trying to remember it, I would know. That really good actor that I really like did a skit making fun of Trump. And I'm getting tired of it.
You're talking about Alec Baldwin?
No, Tom Hanks. And I'm just really tired of it. And yesterday, I saw an interview that absolutely slammed evangelical Christians. Like, we're all just horrible. They describe us as horrible people. And I'm getting really kind of tired of it.
Yeah, but that's what being.
There's no reason for you to put up with that.
Do what, hon?
There's no reason for you to have to put up with that.
But it's on the media.
But surely,
It's bigotry.
But surely, what does the evangelical Christian philosophy teach you about what they're doing and what they're saying?
Well, I'm not sure what your point is, hon. That I should turn the other cheek? I'm getting tired of it.
No, not necessarily turning the other cheek, but I mean, if they're doing what they're doing is upsetting you, I mean, you have to truly know what your philosophy is saying. I mean, why are you upset?
Well, they're described because they've gone in and they've taken money away from some of these church organizations through, the Elon's going in and going after corruption. And they're describing us as horrible because we want them to clean this mess up, okay? My father was talking about corruption in the Pentagon when I was 6 years old. This is not new. It's time to do something about it. I want them to do something about it so we can do good things with our money. Clean up the Flint water system. Why do I want to give money to rich people to distribute to promote Marxism? I'm not getting it. Anyway.
No, I get it.
I ran Norm out of the room. I'm sorry.
All the Doge, there's 100 posts on Doge right now, and all the contracts that they are canceling are education contracts for DEI, CRT, BLM, LGBTQ. It's scam education, and it's infectious. It's everywhere, and not only was it in our government, but it was at all the major corporations. So Trump is essentially dismantling this bullshit re-education, this rehistory process. I mean, the whole thing is a waste of time. It doesn't contribute to us getting out of debt. If we really want to get out of debt, and we're all super excited about paying off the debt, we have to focus on optimization and efficiencies and turning profits and paying your taxes. It's the future of America, in my opinion, is very depressing. But, it's all really about your attitude, I suppose.
Well, I want to be happy about getting this all done, but it doesn't mean in some points it's going to hurt. But I'm not okay, so I am a member of, when I lived in Dallas, I was a member of one of the largest mega churches in Dallas. We ran a clinic, a dentist clinic, a health clinic, after school care, our local missions when we had the big tornado. We didn't need FEMA. We had the Baptist church, and we went in and started helping people get into apartments and cleaning things up. And we dug water wells in Africa. We did stuff with our money that I approve of, and we weren't out using government funds to do it. We were doing this with money given from the members of our church. Okay, I have killed this room. I'm going to leave so that people can come back. I love y'all. I'm sorry if I went on a rant. But yesterday, when I saw this video of them absolutely talking about us like we're sitting in our theater, we're not sitting on cold, hard benches like the Presbyterian. We're sitting in comfortable seats like in a movie theater. Well, that's true. And we are in stadium seating because the church is that big. But our offering plate is out doing things, good things with our money. And we love people and we're not assholes. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, well, that was a nice birthday gift, Scott. Shirley did such good things, and then her government took all the money and wasted it, making everybody gay and racist. What a world. What a life. But there's still this thing called music! Scott, do you believe in magic? And is music secretly magic? Hello, birthday boy! Well, everybody is exhausted, you know. These clubhouse rooms require a strong moderator. Some people call that fascism, some people call that authoritarianism, but I just call it the green bean. Really, it's, Jack and the Beanstalk, or, it's like the Hulk Hogan or the Incredible Hulk. I mean, that's what it is. I think green beans are best not shared. That's my opinion. Elon Musk talks about dictatorship. I mean, Scott, are you worried that we are entering into a period of political dictatorship in America?
I mean, it's interesting because I had this guy on my podcast yesterday. He was an excellent guest. He wrote a book called Pure Excess. It's a great book, a psychoanalytic take on capitalism. And he argues that capitalism, when it declines, doesn't inspire like communism or Marxist revolutions, that it goes authoritarian. So maybe, who knows?
So if you had a genie bottle or a magic birthday cake, and you can make one wish for yourself and another wish for Clown House users, what would those two wishes be, Dr. Scott Jones?
Oh, I don't know. For Clown House users, pure enlightenment. For myself, pure indulgence.
that was well said. Oh, that was funny.
Where is glorious Elle Stern? Where is she to wish me a happy anniversary?
Roger Mayhem is live on X right now. Do you want to listen to him and Jay Breska?
Sure.
Troll it up.
Pump it in. I'll mod you.
Let me see. Let's see what I can find. Okay, let me first give you a sampling internally of your fellow Clown House users who you pray for enlightenment, and then we'll jump over to Jay Breska and Roger Mayhem. This is the Philosophy and Evidence Room with Javier and Solon modding.
Maybe there are some, but in any case, these would be sects. Either you could call them separate religions, or separate religions or sects within a religion. text though, so we're on page 2. I'm not going to be reading any of the. I'll try not to read. I'll try to keep reading of the notes at a minimum. So, a consensus on the demonstratio's general thrust thus asks puzzling questions. Everyone acknowledges, for example, that Huet's apologetic responded to Baruch Spinoza's Tractatus Theologico-Politicus. Like other Christian apologists, he had to maintain the Mosaic authorship. That was the supposed guarantee of the truth of the text, devoting long chapters to the authenticity of the books of the Old Testament. Yet, Huet began the demonstratio with an assault on geometrical knowledge and an epistemological discussion, an odd place to begin refuting the Tractatus. Why? Why? The question deserves a good answer, as Huet was a scholar of international reputation, and his contemporaries judged the demonstratio an important work. More important for us, the evolution of the demonstratio superbly reflects
I don't know where Roger Mayhem's X account is.
Scholarly culture.
Can't actually find it. He may have deleted it.
And in fact records change in that world over 4 decades. Its genesis was the rash promise of a young man, inspired by the possibilities of geometry and aspiring to recognition in the Republic of Letters. But before fulfilling that promise, Huet developed a lively interest in such diverse fields as biblical criticism and natural philosophy. And he would apply the insights gained there in his apologetic. A central question confronting Huet and his contemporaries was how to achieve certainty in matters religious, historical, and scientific. The demonstratio reveals Huet's conclusion that certainty in all three was profoundly interrelated. Finally, he composed a demonstratio during the 1670s, having grasped with much alarm the consequences of the spread.
Gay and lame. This is a birthday party, not a gay party. Let me see what else I can find. I can't find Roger Mayhem, and Jim Bresca hasn't posted on X in a long time. Let me see if I can get Marshall Rankin to make a fool of himself.
Okay, so here's why I think it's different than. Again, I'm trying to keep the retaliatory portion out.
Listen to this one. This is wild. This is Tanner 2028 presidential run. Have you seen this guy, Dr. Tanner? He's launching a presidential campaign. It's fucking amazing. Hi, I've got a question for Dr. Tanner.
Go ahead.
The government is $40 trillion in debt and has over $220 trillion in unfunded liabilities. If you were voted and elected president, how would you tackle the national deficit and the national debt? Thank you.
What part of stupidity are you? The first part of the dumb part.
He got triggered. He got gaslit.
To your answer. I'll just say to your question. Where did you get these magical numbers from? You said 200 trillion. Like, what part of dumb are you?
Yeah, go to usdebtclock.org.
I don't have to go anywhere. Where did you get your numbers from?
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead. Also, do you know how much money the United States of America have? Because you know that, you should put that in the chat as well. And do you understand what debt is? Do you?
Yes, it's spelled DEBT.
I said, do you understand what it is?
No, doctor, please enlighten me as to what debt means.
I will help you out. trillion in my pocket and I say, Mr. B, can I borrow 5 cents? Does that mean that I'm broke? Does that mean I don't have the money?
I'm looking at usdebtclock.org. U.S. unfunded liabilities, $226,751,000,000, 666,000 liability per citizen.
I got you. So once again, my question to you directly, is this. If I have $500 trillion in my pocket and I ask you for 5 cents, does that mean I don't have money?
No, that means you a hoe. What we got is a couple of hoes.
I'm trying to talk to you. Go ahead. Come on, you got the floor. It seems like you're kind of stumbling. Come on back.
No, this ain't a stutter step and this ain't a stumble. Social Security liability, $28,199,000,000. Medicare liability, $43,315,000,000. U.S. unfunded liabilities total $226,751,000,000, which is 666,000 in debt per U.S. citizen. That's the GDP.
Once again, Mr. B, for the sake of having the conversation.
There are 40 million Americans living in poverty in this country, the United States of America. 40 million of your fellow citizens are living in drastic poverty. 40 million.
I'm not living in poverty. I have a nice mansion.
40 million Americans are. You think that's fair?
Yes, because they have a choice to make. Do they want to live in poverty or do they want to live in a mansion? That's a choice that everybody gets to make. Even yourself, right? What made me different than you? How old are you? I'm 39. Mr. B, how old are you?
I'm 4,200 years old.
Exactly. You've been here longer than me. And it seems like I know better. That's a problem. The reason it's a problem because you chose your problem. I chose to become the problem. That way I don't have problems.
Got it. Well, I guess that means you don't have to pay taxes.
I'm lost on what you're getting at.
Let me ask you a question. How much revenue does the average citizen kick up through their annual tax return? What's the average?
Mr. B, you're going all over the place. You're jumping from here to there.
What do you think your average American pays the IRS every single year?
1 second you're talking about Chuck E. Cheese, and the next minute you're talking about Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Dr. Tanner, what is the U.S. gross domestic product annually?
Once again, my brother, you're everywhere. Mr. B.
What is the total debt to GDP ratio in America right now?
Mr. B. You're all over the place.
How many Americans are on food stamps in the United States of America? It's 43 million Americans have to use food stamps to feed themselves every month. 43 million Americans are living off of food stamps.
Mr. B. 43 million people choose to be on food stamps. They signed up for it. You do know that, right? That was a choice. We have a problem with
How many municipal employees are there working in the United States government for the government? 21 million making 71,000 a year. Are you one of those 21 million making 71,000 a year?
Mr. B, you asked a question about why people are in poverty, and I said because of their choice. Am I lying?
No, you hypnotizing.
Well, I hypnotize them with.
With your low IQ bullshit talking about nothing.
With my low IQ.
You are technically in another clubhouse room. Somebody is live streaming this room into a room called Dumb Low IQ People Talking About Nothing, Wasting Time. I just came here to tell you guys that you're secretly being recorded in another room. Somebody's live streaming this room and they calling it Dumb Low IQ People talking about nothing, wasting time.
Okay. So once again, I'm gonna ask you the question again because it seems like you don't know your answers to your own questions. Those 40 plus million people that are in poverty, so you say, even though it's like 300 something million here, I don't know how you got to 40 something million. But whatever, that's cool. I don't know where you get your numbers from. But those 40 something million that you think that is in poverty, they are only in poverty because of the choices that they chose to be in, correct? I mean, because I don't live in poverty at all. And come to think of it, I got 10 brothers and sisters, and none of them live in poverty either. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened to my family and everybody else's family. I think we all made some choices, right, Mr. B? Mr. B.
Are you actually asking me if you think that we ain't got no choice in our choices? I don't even know what.
Are you going to answer the question?
I'm just saying that we are living in a simulation, and we all got social security numbers, and we're all connected through the ethers. And if you want to know the truth of the earth, it's math. So study more math.
What's the name of this so-called spell that I have on the 40-something million people?
It ain't about your birth. It's about math. If you want to change your birth, you got to change the math.
Okay, so what's the name of this spell so we can look it up in the spell book?
It's called low IQ dumb people talking about nothing, wasting time. Can't believe it's still going.
Hi guys, I want to say hello if I can be heard. I was in and out of the meeting because I am sitting here. I'm not sure if I have a good connection. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, lady. What's up?
Well, I've been in and out of your discussion. I am in Los Angeles in the Four Seasons, finishing up my meetings, but you got my attention when you started to talk about math. And math is a phenomenal philosophy, and the only thing that can describe something that I am passionate about is the universe. And I put my money, let it be dollars or Bitcoin or Doge, where my mouth is. And I just came back from Cape Canaveral because part of my digital assets, described also as math, is sitting inside of the SpaceX, actually right now, Firefly, which is a mini rocket which will be landing on the moon on March 2nd. Bunch of mathematical equations of sorts, because this is the first economical.
What was the question?
Why are you struggling in this country? Who did you vote for last year?
For the presidency?
Yes.
Well, Donald Trump, obviously.
So why are you struggling?
I'm not struggling.
You sure about that?
Oh, I'm indubitably sure.
How many properties do you own? Outright?
One.
One.
I don't own it. I have a mortgage on it. I'm just a bag man for the bank, baby.
I hear you, Sam. So listen. We've been looking for you all night yesterday. Why you ain't come over there to our campaign? We've been waiting on you.
What do you mean? I troll 100 rooms a day. I just came across your presidential cult here. And, you know, it's exciting to meet you all. I was the 2022 Clown House Troll of the Year. It's so great to be here with all you beautiful, lovely people trying to fulfill your dreams and live your best life right now. I salute you all. Oh, yeah.
You know the difference between a troll and facts? One of them hurts for real.
What's the difference between a troll and the anti-troll?
So once again, you say you have a mortgage. So I mean, you have to suck dick, right?
I was going to use the word faggot, but I went with anti-troll instead there.
I'm just being honest, right? So you have to suck the dick to make sure it's paid.
I just believe that you are the words that you use. So if you're talking about sucking dick, I might infer, you might be implying, or allegedly you're a faggot. Well, I've been doing yoga for a couple of years, and I'm getting very close to sucking my own dick.
Well, hopefully your business plans work out for you. You can't suck your own dick, but then you have to suck the dicks of other people so that you can suck your own dick. So, how many more?
There's an awful lot of dick sucking going on in this room right now.
Ever since you walked through the door.
Takes one to know one.
How many more years you gotta suck dick, brother?
I don't know. Go look in the mirror and stop projecting, Dr. President. It's called Psychology 101, Doctor. You projecting dick sucking onto me.
You said that you suck dick because you have to pay a mortgage in order to pay.
No, you are putting dick words in my mouth about you projecting sucking dick. You see how that works, dick sucker?
Well, see, the thing only, you sucking dick, that's why we're speaking on it.
Well, how many dick sucks would I have to suck each month to pay my mortgage?
I don't know. We're trying to figure out how many more months you got, how many more years is left in that mortgage, so we know how many dicks.
If I do an early payoff with a whole lot of extra dick sucking, how many dicks would I have to suck a month on top of my premium to get ahead of the curve of the asteroid belt, ruining my mortgage rates?
Mr. B, for some odd reason, I don't think you have a mortgage.
Dr. President, who's going to be your vice president?
It's not who. That information is public. Have you not done any research, Mr. B?
No, I don't even know. I mean, do you got a bunch of bots in this room? Does nobody say nothing unless they're called upon in your cult to presidency or some shit? You're like a breakaway society. You're all free man. Liberty. Liberty now. But didn't you know it was given to you on the fields of Gettysburg?
Mr. B, how old are you, brother?
4,200 years young.
Gotcha. What type of white are you? The ones that fuck their family, or the one that fuck?
Man, you projecting again. Go to the chillism room about the white downfall race, room number 8, and go talk to Tanya or Talia and find out in the chillism room why they're not in here changing them PTRs to vote for you, Doctor Malcolm Tanner.
I'm assuming you didn't know what the election results came out to for everybody that did vote in America. I'm assuming you wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I'm paying attention right now. This is your pack-up. This is your roast. Your barbecue, Dr. Tanner.
Mr. B, I know everybody comes here for a reason. And I know that your reason is not to come in here and really just, throw your time away.
No, this is a roast, a barbecue. I'm so happy I came across this presidential cult of yours. It's fascinating.
Can you tell me what a cult is so we can agree or disagree?
It's where you think all these people are going to vote for you to be the president.
Well, wasn't you a part of a cult when you voted for Donald Trump?
No, hell no. I voted for my American president.
Right, but when you have to be a part of a cult to vote for him, are you not a Republican?
No, I'm a libertarian.
Oh, so that means that's a cult then, correct?
Liberty? The cult of liberty is joy.
So people that have the same views would be considered a cult, correct?
It's the cult of joy now. Have you heard of joy now?
So once again, you're here for something. Let us know what you're here for.
I'm just here to say you're all in a cult to vote for Dr. Tanner, but Dr. Tanner isn't really running for president. Dr. Malcolm Tanner is never going to be president, and you're all wasting your time right now.
Well, isn't it true that anybody can run for president that's over the age of 35 and, live in America for longer than 15 years and is an American citizen?
Anybody's free to claim anything they want in this country. It's called the freedom of speech. You might be the King Kunta Kinte out of Detroit City I heard about, but I don't fucking know who you are.
And also, isn't it true that people have the right to vote in anybody with write it?
Yeah, congratulations, but if you don't know that people are lazy and they ain't gonna write shit, they just gonna click, 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 you ain't gonna get those votes. Ain't nobody writing Dr. Tanner.
Well, isn't it true that we already got 300,000 votes last year?
If you claiming that, then you claiming that. Congratulations.
I mean, I'm not claiming. You can look the information up, right?
Let me Google that for you, Dr. Tanner.
So, are you gonna do anything about that girl being anti-Semitic? Who? She said F Israel, my country.
Who cares?
Who said?
Alright, but who cares?
Well, what is Israel? She said it in the chat, F my country. Yeah, but I don't know what Israel is. So, okay.
She said fuck you too. So she said fuck you now.
Let me say it in your ear, brother. Fuck Israel. I'm not interested in So are you gonna do anything about the discrimination? 16 of them came and talked to Jonathan. And me and JR, we got 2 apiece. That's pretty simple to say who's more desirable in that conversation. And Jonathan is gonna move much different.
See in Tel Aviv, and a bunch of goat sheep herders, whatever. These people want. No, you fucking. You fucking monkeys that live in proximity to them. Look at them, and you're just like, it's fucking jealousy and hate.
President Trump, why on the fucking earth President Trump do not agree with you?
I believe that President Trump does
within 2 years from now, and I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm
if he wasn't elected, but he is elected, and now there's hell to pay.
Why do you
Now there's hell to pay. Now there's hell to pay. When are we gonna bomb your country, Gloria? When are we gonna bomb your country, Gloria? Because again, but Trump is not gonna. Trump. First of all, we can look at Biden. All he did after October 7th was try to stall Israel and their plans. Of course, leading up to the election, try to do more of that shit. But Trump
we know that he's going to be friendlier to Israel in the sense that they will let them have more autonomy to respond militarily to their rights.
By all the fucking we're off the leash.
Recognize them. Do you understand that?
We're off the leash.
Exactly, you're a dog, Al. You're literally a dog on the leash. Honestly, no one recognized the people of Egypt, the people of Jordan.
Keep crying.
Recognize this people.
Keep crying. You're not gonna talk your way out of propaganda. You're not gonna talk your way out of it. You can't talk your way out of it. You're not gonna talk your way out of it.
It's common knowledge in Arab cultures, and I'm talking about Sunni Arab. And this is something going back like 25 years ago. I was not hip to or aware to. Palestinians are looked down upon by all of the other Arabs.
That's right.
The other Arab countries they don't want Palestinians. Period. And it's with good reason. Even in countries like Kuwait, where Palestinians made up a huge chunk of their professional class. They to give them credit. A lot of these guys were doctors. They were highly educated. They were engineers and so forth. But then, when it came to the
war with Iraq.
Yes, they sided with Iraq, and they were like, "Wow, holy shit!"
They fucked it up. They fucked it up. Now they got kicked out. They're done. It's over, Boria. You're not going to talk your way out of this, Boria. Boria, it's either war or peace. It's either war or peace. You pick.
You say ask anybody from Jordan. The king of Jordan doesn't want them in for. I mean, we don't need to go back to last September. But no, even if you were to look at like, sure, but if you were to look at even somebody from me, which is kind of where I have, I guess you could say, it touches a raw nerve with me, is what Palestinians play, the role they played in basically destabilizing Lebanon and pushing out the Christians out of a traditionally Christian fucking country, a beautiful country.
The whole world recognizes Israel. You're not going to talk yourself out of it. You're wrong. You're wrong, Boria. Boria, you're lying.
Islamic
Genocidal regime. You have no credibility, Boria.
Here's the funny thing. Here's where, Soren, here's where it gets lost on everybody. Here in the West, when we think of like quote unquote freedom fighters, we think of the IRA. And I'm not condoning what they did, but would they shoot it out with British troops? Yes. Would they do some assassinations? Yes. Were they gunning down women and children, going into homes and trying to detect? No, they did not fucking. No, they did not do anything like October 7th. No, they did fucking not.
My own father survived an IRA car bomb in London when he was going to work. So yeah, dude, they killed us.
Okay. So
and by the way,
they had targeted.
You're not going to talk your way out of it, Steve. You're not going to talk your way out of it. I'm sorry.
This trans guy with his.
We're welcome and we're there, and we've just rearranged about. We are the dominant power. I'm sorry, Boria. I'm sorry, Boria. You're not going to talk your way out of this, Boria. I'm sorry.
This is where
it's over, Boria. It's over, Boria.
Also, is there moderation here at all, or are we just like screaming?
He's right on that. You can't talk your way. You can't. I'm sorry.
Wait, King, what point is he trying to make?
We're not interested in all your arguments. It's war or peace. Make a choice. Make a choice and live with it like a grown-up. Make a choice.
King, what point are they arguing
It's
exactly?
war or peace. You know what we're saying.
I don't know. I just know.
Resistance to occupation.
Okay, then you want war. You want war. Okay, don't cry then. Fine. If you want war, you'll get your wish. You're going to get your war.
Yeah, okay, but Soren, your resistance. Sorry,
You're very free with other people's lives, I noticed, Gloria. You sent those Palestinians to their death, Gloria.
Soren, the resistance to occupation. Here's the problem with the Palestinians. I think you guys could have a much better strategy. But the problem is that your resistance to occupation is gunning down unarmed, very young adults, going into the kibbutzes, killing family, and this is with their own GoPros. It's not Hannibal directed, whatever.
And now their own people are dying, and they don't give a shit about their own people.
No, exactly.
Don't give a shit. You don't care about your own people.
No, I understand if you had like a Gandhi-like leader who was going to just like be super peaceful and like basically tug on the world's heartstrings. You guys could probably you could literally milk the world of a lot more. But I think at the end of the day, the reason why that doesn't happen is not because you guys aren't capable of being pragmatic. It's because you fucking hate Jews and you want to see these motherfuckers purge from.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
This is so dumb.
You can choose war or peace. No, it's not dumb. It's very smart.
No, I mean the whole moralistic.
You sent these people to their death. Gaza is in ruins, and you're claiming victory.
But you've been making making moralistic arguments this whole fucking time.
If you're going to make a moralistic argument, then yes, it is completely with the Palestinians. But if you're going to say
we happen to disagree. We happen to disagree.
If you're going to say that, other groups didn't do violence against civilians and blah 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 blah, that's just categorically not true. You cited the IRA.
You're not going to talk your way out of it.
The IRA was not going into British people's homes. Okay, and just like butchering women and grandmothers. I don't fuck your grandfather. Fuck Nigeria, where he comes from. I don't give a fuck.
My parents used to work in London, so I know
that the
IRA did car bombings in London.
Okay, they were random, I'm sure. Yeah, sure.
Pepe, don't change this into that. You're not gonna talk your way out.
They were not. They didn't randomly fucking attack people. This way.
You sent the Palestinians to die. You sent them on a suicide mission. You sent them on a suicide mission.
The IRA.
And now you're complaining that they're dead. Pick one. Pick one, Boria.
I don't know if British people.
You're telling him to go back to Poland, but motherfucker, you're not even from the Levant.
He's a fucking Iranian.
You're not from the Levant.
You can just as easily tell Palestinians. Just as you can tell people.
Iran sent these people to their death, and now they're dead. Now you want to blame the Jews?
But here's the problem.
But here's blame you, Boria.
Here's the problem. You could just as easily tell these mixed mutts that are half Arab, half Egyptian, okay, that don't have any. Their lineage is only partially tied to Levant. You can say that to them just as easily as it is to like Ashkenazi Jews or the Mizrahi, which by the way are like highly still. Their genes are very closely related.
I'm going to save you a lot of lives right now. I'm going to save you a lot of lives.
All of them are white Ashkenazi.
Put your fucking gun down to work. Put your gun to work. I'm going to save your life. Iran sent you to your death. I'm going to tell you the difference. Put your guns down and get to work. Put the guns down, Boria. Boria, you have nothing to do with this conversation, Boria, you know it. Boria, no, I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew and you are not. I'm a Jew and you are not, Boria. You have nothing to say. We have no interest in you, Boria.
Okay, but Soren, to be fair, those quote unquote Polish Jews and these like, by the way, they. Okay, no, they're not Khazars.
We beat your ass, Boria. Admit it. We beat your ass, Boria.
Really?
Okay, but even these Ashkenazi Jews have a significant portion of their fucking ancestry genetically tied to Levant. So I mean, there's no denying it.
It's got nothing to do with Middle East.
Okay, no, but they literally do. Their ancestry ties back to it.
Legally,
Here's the funny thing is when Hitler
home in Israel and you do not. That's the difference between us. You sent them to their death, Boria. You sent the Palestinians to their death. You don't
Insanity. But even if we were to look at, hold on, Soren. But here's the reality is that there is even phenotypically enough of a difference between not all but most Jews and the ethnic Europeans, especially in Eastern Europe and Central Europe, that there was a eugenics program. They didn't care whether your mom or dad was Jewish. They didn't care, in other words, if you're halakhically a Jew. Hitler would have you
stop
sent
being a white supremacist for like
into it
and eugenics. Like you're obsessed with eugenics. It's really
sure, but so if you were to look at why he would basically extinguish you from the population is because of your ancestry. And so like to sit here and say like that there is no meaningful connection to the Levant and that they are not ethnically different from other Europeans, it's kind of silly. Like Europeans have always, not just because of cultural reasons, but even because of their lineage, looked at them as different.
The Europeans are Christians. We're Jews. We're different.
It's a Central Asia.
The Europeans are Christians.
People belong to that area.
Sorry, Gloria. You're not going to yell your way out of it. Gloria, you're not going to yell your way out of it, Gloria.
We know it.
You're not going to yell your way out of it, Gloria. Gloria, you're not going to yell your way out of it.
Gloria, you are an Islamist. You are an Islamist. You watch everything.
Go sell your jihad someplace else, Gloria.
Sharia law.
Go sell your jihad someplace else, Gloria. We're not buying it today. No, thank you.
Islamist. But you are fucked. You are fucked. You know
We're not interested in your jihad, Gloria.
You speak
Go sell your jihad elsewhere, Gloria.
after you killed 600,000 Syrians. You are fucked. Your Hezbollah is fucked. Your Hamas is fucked.
You're fucked, Gloria.
Let me ask Soren like a legit question though. Like I'm just curious. Now, I saw it was the images I saw, and I'll just tell you which images I saw. The GoPro footage, okay, where they were
proudly,
where they killed people that were clearly not even eligible to be in uniform because they were underage, they were elderly. I saw that, and the image that really stood out to me is that when they pulled up with that, and I don't know her name, but that dead young Jewish lady, and she was, and they were like, you see these people that were also largely too young to, well, maybe not for Hamas.
And then they spit on her.
Yeah, they spit on her. And you see her mangled body.
Yeah, they spit on her.
But here's the thing is that most of us,
They spit on her dead body. They spit on her dead body.
Yes, and most of us, hold on, sorry. Most of us, first of all, in a civilized place, most of us, if we see a mangled, dead woman in the back of a pickup truck, we would say, "Oh my God, that's so horrible! What happened to her?" But hold on.
They will celebrate. They will celebrate.
Yes, but not only did they not care, they were all trying to
they were yelling out
assault her, spit on her. Yes, exactly. Okay.
That's some fucking sicko. You fucking sick ass niggas. Fuck is wrong with you?
You want the rest of the world. You want the rest of the world to somehow think this is what resistance fighters do, where we are going to call it what it is. It's savagery. And you know, to touch back, if we look at the people that are actually like when it comes to Islamic terrorism, the people that are the most vulnerable, it's generally sub-Saharan Africans. They commit atrocities all of the fucking time, but they come from countries that we largely don't care about, we're disconnected from, but they fucking slaughter black African Christians all the fucking time.
My country, days of mine, even to fuck Nigeria, so, you know.
Like, what you're talking about is Islamism, and I always say this in rooms, but over 60,000 Nigerian Christians have been slaughtered in the last decade.
Yes.
Slaughtered by Islamists.
They kidnap your little girls. They take your little girls away from you.
But Soren, you cannot. Soren,
murder 17,000.
They take the little girls of the Africans like they don't care. You're not going to talk your way out of this, Gloria. Gloria, your time is up. Gloria, get the memo. Time is up, Gloria.
You do not.
Your regime is over.
You represent Zionism.
Nobody wants your jihad. Nobody wants your jihad, Gloria.
I'm sorry.
It's over, Gloria.
America, no one
Gloria, stick a fork in it. You're done, Gloria.
It's about when.
You're finished, Gloria.
Soren, the fucking problem is this. Soren, the problem is this, and this is what caused most of
They
the
lost the PR war. Did you see that? They lost the PR.
No, they haven't.
That demonized. They dehumanized.
Sure. But here's the reality. I mean, there's those of us that young people they'll buy into stupid shit that they believe on the social media, and they have a lot of growing up to do. There's especially no. Hold on a second. It's like that is always. We can look at the hippies and.
No, that's different. It's a social media now.
No, it's not different.
No, that's different. That's different. This is an English-speaking room, douchebag.
It's gonna be worse.
This is an English-speaking room, douchebag.
Okay, but here's the problem. Here's the optics problem. It's funny how you say progressive. These fundamentalist Muslims are anything but progressive. That's just fucking retarded. That's why progressives are fucking retarded for even pandering to fucking Islamists. But if you look at the civilized world, whether it's in East Asia, Latin America, most of Europe, and so forth, we saw what they did on October 7th. And we do not look at that as freedom fighting. We look at that as barbarism. It was horrible. Yeah, they did not target. No.
Everyone was behaving normally, and I have to mention this before the election, like a month or two.
This was me, struggling to keep up with posting consistently on YouTube and getting less views than normal until I found Spot.
You're both aware, you have to be keenly aware that the media and the punditry class, I think you've proven they have no power anymore because they threw everything they had at you and they didn't win. And that was, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They threw everything, lawfare, weaponization. Sure. And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. They said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, it's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me. I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
So welcome everybody to Being in the Way with Alan Watts. This is the Alan Watts podcast with Mark Watts. So far in this podcast, we've listened to workshops that were recorded at Esalen Institute on the Big Sur Coast, starting with some recordings on Taoism that I made in the late 60s and early 70s. Then we went on to his big hall public lectures. These are talks that were given in front of large audiences, some of them at major universities. And now we're going to go back in the direction of the more intimate talks with some seminar sessions, starting with one in 1965.
Anything,
This
which
was
is a fallacy, because might doesn't make right in all situations. As a matter of fact, it could make situations worse. Hence, what Israel has done in their occupation, which is a violent occupation against the Palestinians, instead of spending the last 70 years
until you finish, and so that's what it is. And then when they get comfortable, maybe they want to do all this other stuff, but I still have I'm like, some women do come and like they want to go date with. I'm like, no, for what?
Is this like in physics, right? This is like a physics term, right?
This is like nuclear physics, man.
Oh shoot,
you got to know this if you want to answer to the KGB how an RBMK reactor explodes.
Well, in fact, I'm not going to be dealing with any KGB agency.
I don't know. Piper's pretty regular in here.
Piper's the furthest thing from a KGB agent possible.
I know.
Well, I don't know if she's the furthest thing from
I just like lumping all the commies together. I know.
Yeah. Deepak, how's it going, babe? Deepak, what are you doing?
Ups and downs, errors and strikes.
Deepak, I missed you a lot, buddy. I missed talking to you.
Oh, yeah. I missed you too.
You did miss me, Deepak? You missed me?
I mean, look, it's not like I spent days worried about you. I imagine you didn't either. But
I've spent weeks worried about you, Deepak. I haven't checked in on you. I haven't heard anything. I was very worried.
Oh, मैं ठीक हूँ आप?
मैं आपको
मैं हूँ?
मैं अच्छा हूँ।
अच्छा हाँ। आपको नींद आती है?
नहीं, थोड़ी.
Not bad. Very good.
Zionist Jew. He said 300 million Muslims should be terminated.
I think he's Indian. I think he's Indian.
That's why. Prince, Urin wants to come up. He's I think a representation of Zionism that I think everybody should listen to. Maybe he'll come up and say what he told me yesterday, which is, let him come up. Let him come up if you want to invite him up.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
What are you saying? No, go ahead. Sorry. I'll let you talk first. No, I'll let you talk first. I offended you so much. I mean, you got people up here that...
He's at the merge of crying again.
Listen, I got this fun. I would like to be respectful and allow you to speak, so I stopped. And I said I'm going to let you speak first. I don't want you accusing me of ever speaking the truth. Okay, let me do this. Let's do this. It's okay. We know what they're. I mean, I'm not gonna fight for Jewish Zionist about the Bible thing when I can just go put on the TV and listen to them. You can just listen to or their general. And like the guy's a degenerate. Hey, I don't know. Okay, so Urin, did you make a comment yesterday to me in my room? You said, and I'll quote, that we will ground up the bones of the dead children and make soap out of them. Did you say this? You know what I said? Oh,
yeah, that's pretty crazy even for a reaction.
Wait, what did he say? They don't have a lot of fat because they're kind of hungry. We gotta stop.
That's some Nazi shit,
oh my God! Exactly. With the leather dodging and all that, it's disgusting.
I'm kind of seeing a lot of.
Why do you want to kill the children? What is wrong with you, guys? I didn't say that I want to. I want to. His words were, Prince, to me in the room.